Hello. Hello, hello, dear friends.
Hi, how are you doing?
All
Welcome.
okay. Hello. Hello, dear Kausar. How are you?
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Kausar. How are you doing?
I miss you guys. I miss you big time.
Oh,
Good to
good.
see you.
Good to
So,
see
we
you.
welcome you, everybody. We are again with our 30 Pillar Society for Peace. And yes, pillar number 7. We are
Seven,
halfway.
seven.
Yeah,
Which one? Seven.
7.
Oh.
And with a beautiful subject topic today, social multi-education and circular leadership. Because last time we saw about peace culture, multiculturalism, geopolitics, but now we will see how we can achieve it, and it's quite interesting, and everybody we can be part of it. It's about communication, education, and art, so we can reach our goal through these media. It's like John Lennon, yeah? He said we are one. He
Yes.
said imagine all the school united, not all the school, imagine all the people. I changed the song after I did a remake. Imagine all the school in peace and in harmony. But no, imagine all the world in peace. Imagine we are one, and with one song, it's still on. He's still sending his message. And I really believe artist, communication, education are the three pillars to go through everything and reach our goal. Kausar, how are you?
Actually, I'm so excited. And then this seven pillar remind me a lot of all the work that you have teach us because you really one of the uh, people who really have a really great influence on me. uh, you teach us a lot of leadership exercise without noticing that this is it. When I start searching about leadership, I realize, oh, you taught us all that. And it's an amazing thing how you really work it in a group and you set a great example for a great leadership.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And the beauty
We're
of
learning a lot
today's
from you.
program,
I can tell you
you
that.
we have a delay. You are in Lebanon. I am in Bolivia. Giovanna is in the US. But
Oh,
besides the delay, sometimes we go on the top of each other. But it's not our fault. It's just we have a little delay. That's all. The beauty of today's program, you will see that all of us, we can be part of peace culture of the new education, and we can really create a huge momentum and make it viral and raise the frequency because it's about consciousness. So, dear Kawasar, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit first. We have 3 PowerPoint today. You won't believe it. We have
wow.
a lot of things. I'm so happy, and 2 beautiful videos to close up. In which order do you want to do things? Do you have good internet today?
Well, as far as now, yes, keep my finger crossed.
Okay, so maybe you start talking.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it seems good. I can just tell you more about this program before we start. That all the things that we've been doing lately, especially all these consciousness, collective consciousness, move toward this kind of subject. And I realize so many people around the globe doing the same thing that we're doing today, teaching the kids and teaching a new community to be more aware and to be more supportive as humanitarians living together on this earth, trying to save all what we have left. So it's a great thing to talk about this subject today and to go over the PowerPoint together and discuss every single one with you. So whenever you wanted to do first, it's wonderful. It's
I
always
think we
great.
can go with social multi-education. Many people say, but what
Okay.
do you mean by social multi-education? And actually, it's a word we made up. We coined this word,
Okay.
and it covers many things. And it's a solution to make it worldwide and viral and create consciousness. So it will be like that. Social multi-education. We started with the P3, Education 3000, 4000, 5000, which is Pedagogia 3000. I don't like this this line,
Background?
but yeah, it's a flow. It's perfect on my computer, and when I put it on stream, it's like that. But we will understand. We will
Yes.
understand. It's a proposal for education for the whole humanity, meaning we don't want education to be only in the schools, in four walls, and it's like it's so closed. How do you say when it's on itself?
Yes.
Like not inclusive. It's
Singular.
just the school,
It's a
and
singular.
it's cut off from the world.
Yeah, it's a singular way of doing it. I mean, I when I was looking at the first picture you choose, I remember that you're not only learning from school, you learn from your fault, you learn from your parents, you learn from your friend, you learn from your community, you learn by the thing that you messed up, you fail first, and you learn and you study again and you learn again. So there's so many methods that we really improve ourselves, and this is the multi a social learning, if we wanted to put it this way.
Correct. And we learn from life, and now we can use as the medias, mass medias, all the
Yes,
communication now
absolutely.
is so huge, and you will see young people. I mean, they are glued to the
Yes, yes, to the
to the
media.
social network, and so we can use it. This is my point. Instead of fighting against the social network, we can use it to our advantage and give information, not only information, consciousness, ethic, a way of living, new pattern or new paradigms. For instance, from selfishness to cooperation, from violence to peace. I mean, it's a big shift. It's 180 degrees. I always say that, but that's true. And so we invite everybody to create a new society, but starting with oneself, right? Being proactive,
Absolutely.
being responsible, and the society we want is based on peace and solidarity. And so we use a massive communication for everybody. This is a social multi education. It's huge, it's beautiful. It's like to have the whole planet, a huge school and university for everybody, free. What do you think?
You know the thing
Crazy?
when
No, I'm not crazy. It's really true. Go
really
ahead.
when we talk about the kids these days, I realize how conscious they are about the environment, and they are really connected to their environment, and they do have the awareness that we maybe didn't have long time before, the social media. But on the other hand too, that I see some kids are so kind of stubborn, or they don't want to, they're very much like need another person, another friend, another community to be open up. And especially when we talked last week about peace culture and how we can be open to each other, creating this beautiful kindness between all the each other and all the communities, we can broke these rules and really have this kind of education that we're talking about now to be part of our culture as well too, because if we're not understanding each other in a positive way, and really respect each other and try to learn from each other and take the good out of it, we're not going to be able to have all this higher consciousness and higher awareness.
See, good. See.
So yes, yes, yes. Here you got so many things in
Yeah.
the
We were
picture. Okay.
telling people to share the program, to put their comments,
Yes.
questions, and what you do in your country and your input. We are on Facebook and YouTube, and that after that you can see us, and you can always put comments afterwards on YouTube. You we always look for them, and in Facebook as well. It's Education 3000. So this massive communication, which really will connect with ourselves, will be on social proposal and action, and we will say more about that afterwards. I mean, the PowerPoint, we will develop that. Then we will have massive communication on what? On multiculturalism, because if we know all the culture and we know each other, this is a huge step toward a massive worldwide peace culture. This then we have massive communication on education on new subject, because a lot of information is hidden or it's so hard to find. The new information I'm talking, let's
Yes,
say,
yes,
causal, new kind of energy, new paradigm, new geopolitics, new health, new way of ecology too. So this is will be visible. It will be offered to people clearly, and in a language, not a scientific language or language like so academic that nobody will follow you or understand you, like colloquial language, like you can understand, like you and me talking about our dream and how to achieve it in simple. Even quantum physics can be explained in
yes,
more
yes,
simple
yes,
words, and we can use this. You know what I mean? New subject,
yes,
but easy to understand.
yes.
And
It will be
yes,
in a more simple language for the people
so everybody can understand and do it. This is what we want.
yes.
Massive communication and peace culture, of course, which it goes hand with hand, or and and what's the other hand? And on hand,
Yeah.
hand together
Connect,
with massive
connect.
communication and multiculturalism. Yeah, hand in hand. Ah, yes, it's in. And that's the idea with social multi education. Actually, this program, that's what you are doing right now, Kausar and Giovanni and all the team. And I thank you all, by the way, and you as well on the other side of the screen, because it's a big team. What we are doing now is social multi education. It's free, it's massive, and I hope it's simple. Everybody can understand us. And by the comment, I think we are doing it right, because the comments are always so positive and so beautiful. So thank you. What do we mean by social media education? A couple of things more. It's for all sectors of of society, not only for university or for young people or for my age.
Yes.
It's for everybody, no
Single
exclusion,
person. Yes.
inclusive, total, all age. Maybe some people, some kids, there is some kids they are 12 years old as they finish school already, and other kids. I mean, everybody. I will say, from kids to third to my age, all age, we can not only follow that, understand that, but participate actively. So this is very important, not to exclude somebody because of his or her age. It
Well,
will
I
cover
remember
all of.
on, on
Go
this
ahead.
on this subject, I remember when my kids were in school. Now my kids are, graduated and they're working. But if you can go back to 10 or 20 years before, the society, the community used to have after school community where they teach English as a second language in the state for a lot of the immigrant who would travel to the state and wanted to learn English. And they do have so many other classes as well, and they do have a great community for the people to gather and learn from each other cultures together. I took my mom and dad there, and they took classes with so many different members from all over the places, and we learn a lot from each other. But nowadays, when I went back to visit last year, I realized the community changed a lot, and a lot of people open a lot more about the subject that we're talking about. And I feel the consciousness really growing a lot more these days than before, and people talking a lot more about leadership, about life coaching, about personal development, about NLP, neuro linguistic programs, and how the brain work, and all this stuff that we talked about before in different battles. I mean, in this battle, I realized there's so many school using the social media to promote their programs in a different way that we used to think about it. Even the government using emotional intelligent programs, and then they teach you how to promote yourself or how to talk about yourself, how you can use um, your own feeling in the table. When I say that in the table, I said when I really need to introduce myself, I really need to include my emotion, how I feel about it, if it's good for me, if it's bad for me. But before, nobody cared. We used to give the information straightforward, in a fiction way. I mean, or in scientific way, and you read it and you just learn from it. Now we're going more behind all that. We're trying to get into our emotional and to our mind in a different perspective. We're trying to dig down inside, and go deep to discover more ourselves, because we already know a lot about the nature around the surrounding, about all this kind of materialistic way that we have been living lately. But we realize that we are missing a lot of other things as well, especially when we talk about our emotion. We realize we are all about our life is all about emotion. And when you connect emotion to the physical body and to the mental body, to the yeah and you realize that we really need to combine all this work to get into the higher consciousness. So, and here it comes the massive social connection that you're talking about, because we really grow together. I really realize a lot that, we do have so many uh, culture, you can say, or community, where they still like to live in their own problems, or with their problems. Like if they don't have problem, they do create problems because they wanted to survive on that. So really, we're trying to work on this community, just trying to get them to understand we are what we think, we are what we believe we are. So creating new leaders, especially in a young age, can change a lot of our um, perspective for the new generation. And you can see this all over the place now, and I'm so proud of all this new generation, because they did learn a lot from social media, in a way.
Yeah. So this, yeah, yeah, that's true. This social multi-education, so we say this for all sectors of the society, for all ages. It will cover, and it is actually not in, in the future right now. It covers all aspects of human development in harmony with its environment, which is exactly the 13th pillar. To know about
Mhm.
ourselves, emotions, very important, peace culture, ecology, how to express yourself. I mean, the entire, how to even new technology, for instance, new way of creating art, raising consciousness, and so on.
Yes.
And then we have to think about program, how to raise babies, program for elder or elderly people, and the
Mm.
program for post-trauma program, or whatever people that in a high-risk area. We can provide as well programs and attend, as you said, there is many culture and reality around the world, and have some special program and attention and the solutions and study groups and work together in different areas. So that's this big program, multicultural education. But you know, it's not a huge program, and somebody above us is going to decide now the TV is going to talk about emotional intelligence. It's going to be
Mm.
us. See,
Yes.
social network or wherever we have a
Yes.
program, or we can talk, or we can share, or we can study groups. We create this. It's a culture. So we are doing it. If not, it's a
Well,
huge project for the future that we will never be done. No, no, no. We start right now.
I remember one time in a small community in Virginia. There were so many elderly people, and they were selling their house and trying to move to Florida, because Florida, it's the sunshine state, and they wanted to live there. The community was okay. We don't want to let everybody leave, because we want them to stay here, and we want them to do something for them, so they wouldn't feel lonely any longer. They opened community school there, for elderly people as a small institute. So, and the students who come to learn there, they didn't have a place to stay, you know. So they rented the house with them and the community. So they share house and they share rooms with them. So they become really connected with the new generation and the old generation. And they were trying to help the community to get together without feeling lonely. It took them so many I mean so many years to develop all that, but they were trying to go to each place and to each city or village and try to see what's the most thing that affect this neighborhood and how we can make them really happy. So the government in the state had played a big role in on that, trying to support the small project and make it really happen. And I learned from that too. I remember my son used to go, especially around the Christmas, they used to go to the uh, nursery for elderly people, dance and sing with them, and try to keep them some company. I mean, multicultural really they did work a lot on that in the state, but especially in Virginia, you don't see a lot of Native American in there. Maybe it's like 2% of the population in Virginia,
Mhm.
especially in Northern Virginia, are all immigrant. So we were exposed to all kind of different culture from all over the world, and this really, for me, it was really great experience to learn all that from them as well too. And now, especially with the social media and this new generation, a lot of people travel and go around and learn new language and learn about a new community and all that. But I think over the time it's gonna be more. Just we're waiting for the economy to get better, inshallah, as we say.
Yeah, and more, it's going to be crisscross all the cultures.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the thing that you're thinking about and you're doing is it's a big, huge part of what we're talking about. And really, this why I really believe in you, and especially when you start talking about this subject and this project. I have seen it. I could vision this with you together, and really, you made it happen by just doing it together. It's an amazing thing, really.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all together, definitely. So this segment or this sector of the multi education, that's why it's called multi, is multicultural. So the five
Mm,
continents, one planet, a lot of information on each other, and shared knowledge as well. Like I put these beautiful people from the Sierra Nevada from Colombia called the
mm.
Aruaco, Kogi, and Wiwas, and they have
Wow.
so much knowledge to honor them. And multicultural. And multicultural is my own culture, to
Mm,
be proud of it and share it. Intercultural, meaning we share and we know the culture of the other person. Because if you respect your culture, you will
mm.
respect the culture of the others. That's a
Yes.
rule. So
Yes.
you always say intra culture. Intra means my own culture or inside, and inter with the others. And we put exoculturality. And what does that mean?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Exo, we took this word when it was based on Carl Edward Sagan work, and he
Mm,
said the universe is so huge, it's so huge, it will be impossible to have life only on Earth. So we put these pictures to recognize his work and to open ourselves. It's not only the earth. It might be much more than that. And some young people and kids know very well we are not alone on this huge universe. And it's going
yes.
to be
Yes.
very nice to have brothers and sisters from the whole galaxy. That's another project. We will talk about this later, but it will be part of the social
Yes. Yes.
multi education. And then, of course, education. Through education, we want to have update the knowledge, have this emotional transmutation or transformation, as you said, and know about the life purpose and about circular education and circular leadership. Circular leadership is the next PowerPoint, but through education, we can have so much renewed, beautiful information, and not only information, action and self esteem, and such a big array of new topics we can through massively through communication, and it will attend all the education system massively, not only school again or university. I can't wait. Actually, we started with Education 3000, and so far we have more than 550 videos, I think, in English and Spanish, and sometimes in other languages. A couple we have. Language is a big issue too. We will talk about it later. And it's very beautiful. It's like an expansion of consciousness as well. This is why I like it so much.
You know, when we talk about life purpose, I got a lot of the students who used to go with my daughter to school, to college, to come and do hypnosis just for that purpose. And I realized a lot of this new generation wanted to learn this now. And they really discover themselves way more earlier than maybe our time, our age maybe group. And you know, I learned a lot too as well that this new generation, they're way more aware of that than us. I feel like I worked so hard to learn this, but for them it was like nature.
Like
They
normal,
born
right?
with it. You know,
Yeah.
they were born with it. And when I see this picture, you remind me of something really. I had worked so hard on that. I used to ask the people to come for personal development in some areas to work together. And because I really believe that this community need a lot of work, especially when I moved back here. And I was trying to help them all with the information that I have and the classes that I create. So I start asking them to come for yoga class or come for meditation class or any other life coaching purpose. And then I realized a lot of women here, they don't put themselves as priorities. It's always the family thing. They wanted to clean up first, put the food on the table. They got a visitor. They don't want to come to class. So the time for them is not fixed like us. Our time is more sharp for them. So when they tell you, I'll come tomorrow, it doesn't mean tomorrow is tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. So I was, sorry, I got disappointed for a bit because I waited for them in class and I expect them to come on time. They miss the first 30 minutes, they come late and all this kind of thing. So I was really thinking, what can I do for these women to get them come on time and to get them teach them how to respect and honor themselves first in order to be happy, because I know they work so hard. I know they're not happy. I know they dedicated their life for the family and they didn't even have time for themselves. And so they lost their own selves with for the family, and they do always search for the purpose of life. So when we start talking about the purpose of life, I start getting them to, I got their attention. But I realized one thing, Naomi, here. I know I couldn't get their attention to think about themselves because in their mind they will still thinking about what they really think they need in life as a priority. They didn't put themselves as a priority first. They were thinking about work, money, issues, family, before they do put themselves first and their feeling. And this is what I really taught them. I taught them, if you're feeling and your emotional feeling deep inside you and it hurts you, you're gonna get sick from that. So really you need to release that emotion. And I'm sure and positive, if you really release it now and you work on your life purpose and you really be happy, everybody around you is going to be happy as well too. So stop thinking about others and think about yourself. So what I did, I got them to come for things that they really wanted to do, and then I include these kind of thinking through it. So I got them to come for different project, the thing that they like, and 1 hours from from my schedules, I represented for them. So to relax, to do some yoga, to do some breathing, and to learn more about the life purpose. And I think that I succeed in certain time, and I did have like more than 3 4 session per week for the last couple of years. It was really fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. All these things make so much difference. Oh, and then they ask me here, what is circular education? Circular education is so easy. It's like if you have something, you give it. You learn something, you give it. So you learn and you teach all the time. It's always in circle. Even children, you allow children to teach other children, which is kid
Yes.
teach kids, or young
Uh,
people teaching young people, or young people teaching children, or intergeneration like grandmother and
and now they're
grandfather,
doing a lot of
grandson.
TOT on that. TOT training, training for trainers. Uh, so they train the trainers so they to learn to teach the community, and then the community can be a trainers again to teach another community. So we see that we see a lot of that in an international organization where they need to come and work on some different societies and stuff. But for as a circle education as well too, I really wanted to ask every single mom who's listening to us now to ask their children, and the kids, when they come from school, what they learn today, and let them and just give them a couple minutes to express their feeling and see if they really learn something every day. And if they do, if they don't understand what you're talking about, just try to go over it in a simple questions and see how much they learn every day, and how much you can learn from them as well too, because I'm sure every child have their own thing in explaining the situation, and with our own words, and this is really what we can learn together as well, from each other.
Basically, before it was a top-down education, so you have information from above and it has to go down. Now it's
Yes.
circle. So we all learn from
Yes.
everybody and from every situation. And that's a big shift as well, as a 180-degree shift and change of
Wow.
paradigm. Next one. Then the third one.
Oh, wow.
Our
Yes.
communication always is, will be, was about peace culture. And always first inner peace. I want peace outside, but if I am so upset inside, something is not working. First, peace with oneself, peace with the other, for instance, NVC, no violent communication, peace with nature, and make
Mm.
it visible. Like you see here, you can see people, they don't want weapon. Here they do the big mural of peace, put it visible. Like you can see that we want this peace culture. And as well disarmament is here to rebuild
When
a new society.
I remember when we were in October 17, 2019, the revolution started here in Lebanon, and everybody went down to the street as an activist. We had over 500 people down in the street in 2 3 hours. So um, and after that, we stay in the street for 8 months. 8 months. So,
8 months.
yeah, we had our own tent, and we were just writing peace signs, and we had written actually the amendment from our, for the people to learn more about the policy and the law of the land. So we start writing more thing that to teach people more about peace and how we can have peace without being harm. It's the non-violent action. We had so many arguments about that on all the situation and all the revolution, this cannot be right, that people wanted to fight. I was like, no, no, no,
Mm.
no, no. I'm against all that. It can't be. Nothing can be taken with that. So we had changed this phase of revolution in Lebanon by just promoting more kindness and visible peace, as you were mentioning, with every single act that we were doing. And you wouldn't imagine, actually, it was so clear to me, and I have seen so many people as well in the ground. Um, they're so holistic in a way. They do wanted to promote peace, just by being more visible, and because they already had work on inner peace. But we really need to start from that. If we don't have the inner peace, we're not going to be able to promote visible peace. So we do have to promote it just by action, and action is we really need to learn how to build up society um, that can be really free from weapons and violent and cursing and all this, like witchcraft and all this kind of weird thing. So it takes a lot of time and effort, but I think this new generation is ready for that.
Yeah, basically, is with violent, what do you get? You get violence. It's called the law.
Yeah.
I put it here: the law of cause and effect, and that's
Yes.
something we have to
Yes.
be very aware. It's like with the kids. If you hit a kid, you will get violence, or maybe not right now, but then you will have problem with teenagers or when later on in life. So this is a very good point. Thank you, Kazar. I We won't never be tired of repeating again and again and again. And not only
Absolutely.
repeating, peace and education actually you irradiate. You show by your own attitude, by example.
And
So
we promote the transverse format, that we're all at the same level of consciousness somehow, but in a different level of connections, you can say. So we really can do a lot just from the as you were saying, as a circle. I mean, you would be in transverse order, but when we work as a leadership, you don't have to be in a top to create leadership. Just being in a circle and just create this kind of action, and you're gonna realize that this kind of canvas that you're creating for your community, it's just working alone like a puzzle. You're just connecting the puzzle here and there, here and there, and you create a beautiful, great picture. And this is what we're really trying to create. It's not that hard at all. You just need to have an open mind, and you need to be more kind to yourself first and to your community. United word. Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How do we reach this our beautiful multi education or social multi education? Massive
Well, you
media.
see,
We use the media and the alliance. Yes,
yes, when you look at the pictures, you don't see borders on this picture. You just see blue earth.
you don't
And you
see
see the,
borders, right?
the water from there, and the earth, and the desert and all that. We created all these rules. We set all these rules, and I think this new generation breaking all the rules because it
Yeah,
doesn't serve us any longer. The rules that we had already doesn't serve us this way. And whatever who's working from the United Nations to different organization on peace, I told you that I had in contact with them before in certain project, and I realized most of the people who work for them, they do talk politics. They don't want us to live in peace. So politics is not really peace. So it's not fair for them to have peace because they're not going to be able to talk about anything. So So
There is
from
a
our
saying actually, if we make a rule, we can
yeah,
unmake it. So that's
yeah,
a very good, it's a good piece of news. Yeah, we can undo definitely all
yes,
that.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
our strategy, as I said, massive communication, use all the media and
Mm,
create alliance. So I was
yes.
thinking, we started already movies, videos,
Mm,
documentaries,
mm.
massively and free. Hi, Kawasar and Noemi. Great program. Lots of information and tips to develop our awareness and make us realize we're one big family. Oh, thank you,
Yes.
Karina. All the best.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yes. um,
Use the social network. Let me see what we have in there. Young people want a borderless world.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. I remember one time I signed a petition. It's been so long as well too. Maybe you can still find that petition online. To have a worldwide passport, so it doesn't have any citizen ship on it. You just it's a
Earth.
Earth passport. I was
Earth
like, oh my
passport.
gosh, we can have that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was so
I want this passport so bad.
yeah.
And I have
So
a
I
proposal, Kausar. At the end of the program, we wanted to
mm,
do this organization. It would be ours. In Spanish,
yes,
it's Organización Mundial de
mm,
Multieducación Unida, something like United World Multi-Education
yes,
Organization.
yes, mm,
And not wait that somebody will do it. We can do our own and do
mm,
it official, make it visible. We have this
mm,
organization, which is basically education 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. All the countries we have already connect and all the family that's growing inside this network and make it more official. And we can launch it at the end of this 13 pillar society
wonderful.
program.
It's a
We could
wonderful
do
idea. I
an
really
official
love that.
launching. I hope everybody will be okay. Giovanna, what do you think? And Karina, Cecilia. Hello,
Cecilia.
Noemi. Cecilia from Argentina. Do you want to read
Oh,
it?
hi.
Hello, Noemi, Kausar, and friends. Thanks for this time together. A chance to raise our awareness and become collectors of aha moment. Aha moment is like when I understand something. Thanks for your love. Aha
Yeah.
moment.
Uh,
Do you want
Well,
to read it?
I'm really happy that you're listening to us from all over the place. I mean, there is so much to connect us, and there is a little to just separate us from each other. And I really thank the social media for bringing all us together as a massive media and alliance, as you were saying about this project. I mean, the Gaia, the Gaia TV lately they were it's on, and when I was in the States, I really had membership with them, but here late at the as you know, the internet is not that good, and I've been really busy with the campaign for last week. So I didn't get chance to watch a lot, but I learned a lot too from all the documentary and all the research that's been done through them. And first, I remember they started with the Edgar Casey organization. They call it are.org. And Edgar Casey, they were promoting all the intuitive speaker first. Some of them with Deepak Chopra and others. And then I realized that Lewis Hayes has a huge organization as well for Hay House, and they promote so many people who write all holistic books and research. She used to print their books and make the book signing for them and all that. And now they open schools and university as well for peace. Plus all that, they open a TV station, TV app. The TV app, it's a Gaia, and you can watch anything anytime you want. And it's really, they do give classes as well. And this is what we're talking about here, but some class are about small fees. So and they do give you free classes first to see if you really like the subject, and if you like the subject, you can take the whole thing. So I know it's some kind of promoting these kind of thing with I mean, and reverse orders, so people can make some money. But on the other hand, we really need to talk about money here as a exchange of energy. In other words, our society need to think in a different way about money, and this is what we really need to learn, and all other petals as well. When we get to the last petal, personal development, we will talk about this subject more. But I can tell you, the economy and the money situation, we become so attached to it, and the fear that we created from that, comes back on us. Like when you were talking about cause and effect. In certain situation, we really need to feel that money is exchanging of energy. So if I really get to learn something, I really need to pay back for it. So the money is, I just wanted to think about it this way, so I wouldn't have a problem after all with that, you know? So most of the programs now, they can give you free classes, free samples, and they get you to be attached to it, and then they make the money from you by taking the full class or the full, course.
Yeah, if somebody gives a workshop or a class, that is time, and it takes time to organize all that.
Absolutely.
But as Karina will say, social multi education.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, I have it here. Ah, where is it? Yeah, I got it. Social
It's
multi
free
education
always.
is free
Yes.
always. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's right.
Yeah.
She's right. Yes, yes, yes. Then the other one, Kausa, we go a little bit faster because we still have one more PowerPoint and
Oh
two
my gosh.
videos.
Okay.
And when we talk about social multi education, I repeat, it's personal, your own growth with the new paradigms and the new information. It's local, national. It's of course there is an action. I mean, it's for your place, your country, your bioregion. Bioregion would be a set of, let's say, all the Andes, because we have the same
Mm,
culture and the same climatic condition. It's a bioregion. It's a word we made up.
mm,
Or
yes.
all Arabic countries, same language, same culture. See, it
Mm,
will be by zones, but
okay.
not by borders or something artificial borders. And all sectors, from school, university, business, government, all the medias. So it's very inclusive. No.
Yes.
Why? Because we want a joyful and prosperous society through education, through this massive education. We want a world of peace. When you ask
Yes.
children to draw peace, it's endless, and they know what they want. Look, they put all the trees and all the animals are happy too. That's beautiful from
It's
very
amazing.
early age. For what? For our quantum leap. And this quantum leap is personal, and at the same time, it's a group consciousness. It's for the entire humanity. It is huge. It's huge. It's beautiful. That's it for this one. Oh, and somebody asked what kind of subject, because I said it would be renewed subject or new information or information that up to now we didn't have access to. So I rapidly put the list. It would be about high tech, not only peace culture, right? Which is
Mm,
important. But then we add up high tech, low tech, medium tech, quantum tech. We put, which is exactly the 13th pillar: bioarchitecture, how to have housing, healthy housing, and green housing, preventive health. We already talked about that. Comprehensive education. We can talk about all kind of education and tips and help
yes.
parents and teachers for a very long time. We have for 10 years of stuff to share and build up and co-create. Geopolitics, solidarity, peace culture, multiculturalism, care, environmental care, and everything about ecology, decontamination, bioagriculture,
Mm,
clean energy. Here I have picture neuroaesthetic, art, universal geometry,
wow.
and this is the solidarity. This is the peace culture. This is the environment and agriculture. This is very important. Clean source of energy, neuroaesthetic, clean transportation, universal geometry, conscious economy, art, multi education, and this is the economy, develop, personal development, renewed sport. So that's all the thing we can share with this social multi education.
That's a
So,
beautiful
is it
thing.
clear? This is your email. If you have any comments or if you want to be in touch with
Please,
us,
yes, yes.
Kausar is a K, Shaya art gmail.com. Thank you, Fariha from Bangladesh.
Hi,
Fariha is
Fariha.
loving the program, so much to learn and explore. Thank you to you. Actually, the last PowerPoint is from Fariha. We will see it, how beautiful it is. So, any comments so far, dear Kausar?
Well, when you talk about the more educational part, when especially when it comes to social media and Facebook and Insta, they know that you have a certain interests. So when people promote their thing, it comes into you if you select the same categories. And it pops on me on my page one time, the Jane 108. I told you about him before, and I couldn't imagine what I learned from him. And sometimes I just want to share this with you, and it's really funny. um, the information that you sometimes seek, you already know. It's not like something new to you, but because you're seeking it because you really wanted to prove it to yourself. So when he started talking about secret geometric, I was like, oh my God, I know this. Oh my God, I feel like I've been thinking about that. I just need somebody to clarify it for me. And it was so beautiful. And I really I'm looking forward to meet that guy.
Yes,
and
me
and
too. We
he
can do a program.
brilliant the way he explained things, and he put everything for free. You guys just go to jane108.com and learn from him. He is amazing. He teach a younger generation as well, and I really learned a lot from him lately. I just asked the universe, and I got to see him on Insta, and I just been following him and learning from him. So this is how is it now. Then this is what exactly we're talking about. So whenever you have something that you like to share with us, to please send it to on our comment, and put the link for any books, any website, anything that you have read, you learned from it. And this is what really we're talking about here. We're learning from each other. So if you have something that you like to share with us, like the same like we're sharing with you, just put it in a comment, and then we can go over it with you later on. If you have any questions, please share it. Go to this to the page, Education 3000. You're gonna find a lot of great video with Naomi too, in all different language as well, in Spanish and English, and soon it's going to be in way more different languages as well.
Yes, yes, yes,
So,
definitely.
it's an amazing thing how we're and you know what I learned from Naomi too. She doesn't need any of her program to be paid. She need everything to be for free. So this is perfect example of what we're talking about here, really, especially on this petal or this pillar. So I know that I learned a lot from you, but you got me to talk a lot more than you today. So,
And
so
if
you're
you know
able,
Jane,
yeah.
GAIN 108 Academy, please tell us. We will do a special
Yeah.
program with him, definitely. As we have as well the multi university, and now we have
Mm,
programs, several programs per month. We can do a beautiful program with Jane. So please, we are in touch.
yes.
Okay, let's. The next one is
Ooh.
circular transformative leadership. The idea here is to invite everybody to be the new leader. And the new leader is completely different. And he goes completely in this battle because the social multi education will teach that as well and make it massive as well. But for now, we want to explore what do we mean by secular transformative leadership, because before it was what about horizontal leadership, at least it's not top
Yes.
to bottom. But
Yes.
now
Exactly.
from
Yes.
horizontal leadership, it's circular. And when it's circular leadership, it's the same as the circular education. It's not like we are all agree. It's not. It's more than that. It's like I will give the best of myself, of my talent or my specialty, to the group, and I will be responsible for it. So it's like I propose. It's not I follow, and we all agree. It's completely different. It's not completely different.
Yes.
Let's say it's the next step. That's better. So just to remind you, we are in the seven pillar of the social, the 13 pillar society, and we are inside the social multi education and leadership. See, before the boss was above, and they would just shout at us, basically. No, of course, some boss are nice, but the idea of the boss. Now the leader is with everybody, and we all go together. And what do we have here? The boss disappeared. So that's
Mm.
nice. It's going to be a very nice feeling, and it won't be based on fear and order and competitiveness. That's the beauty. And it will be based on service to humanity and earth and based on wisdom. Again, a huge shift of consciousness and paradigms. And little by little, and young people, wow, they understand this right away. That what they do naturally. That's why it works with them. Mm. And no ego
Absolutely.
in the middle. So this is both in Spanish and English. Let's do. I will do the old way. The old
Oh,
way
okay.
was
Boss
the
versus
boss
leader. Oh,
would
yes.
give
Yes.
orders to other. So now it's your
Yes.
turn. The leader, what does he do?
Give orders to other people are afraid of him, make other
Yeah,
guilty, say I. Do not teach how to do things. Does not teach how to do things. I'm sorry. Rely on authority, use people, take all their credits. Yes.
no, not taken. Takes it an S. I'm sorry. All the
Yeah.
credit. That was the
Yeah.
boss. That was
Yes.
awful, by the way.
Wow.
That's why
Yeah.
it was not sustainable. No, no, nobody wants to be a boss because you don't feel good, and nobody wants to be under the boss because you don't feel good either. Both sides they don't feel good. So instead of
Yeah.
that, the circular transformative leader would just listen to each other. People like him. It's empathy. Instead of making others guilty, we are all responsible and we all support each other and help each other. The real leader said, we. The real
Yes.
leader teach how to do things and teach how to be autonomous. And you can do things by yourself and think by yourself. The real leader relies on solidarity and empathy, not
Yeah.
authority and fear. And instead of using people and take all the credit, the real leader will say all together and will give credit to everybody. When you see the big actors, Keanu Reeves, for instance, when you see
Mm.
his speech, he will
Mm.
always say thanks to the producer, thanks to the other actor, and thanks to this partner. We did this movie and we did that. He would always thank everybody. That's a real leader. See, and instead of using people, we just embrace and do things as a team. So that's the difference,
Well, the
which is
leader,
huge,
the,
huh? Completely huge.
well, between boss and leadership as well too. You can see nowadays, even with the leadership, what we're trying to teach the kids these days to be responsible. If you are
Exactly.
responsible, you can be a leader. But if you're not responsible, you'll be like a boss. You try to blame people on whatever you wanted to
Yeah.
do, and you just
Yeah.
take their credit for whatever they wanted to achieve. You know?
Yeah. And you pass down the culture of the boss. And now it's to
Yes,
break the
absolutely.
culture of the boss and from very little age teach
Yes.
and live. with action
Yes,
and
yes,
team group activities and all that. Teach the cooperative, circular, transformative
yes.
leadership. They also want the DCV, this is Spanish. The boss will say, "You go, do." The leader, the real one, say, "Let's go. We go together. Let's do together." And that's completely different, even in the way of the speak. Now, why is it transformative? Because a real leader make a change. There is a result. And to be transformative is not like you delegate. I don't know how to say in English. It's like when you are overflowed by work, so you give to somebody pieces, pieces, pieces. This is
So
still the boss.
to take it up.
Something you don't like, you give to others. No, transformative is where everybody is good. If somebody is good at speaking in
Oh,
public, or
oh, oh.
something is good at with social network, or
They
something
call
is good with art,
technocrat.
this is what they give to the group.
Technocrat. Yeah, the technocrat people, the people who are really good at what they do, and they do have the expertise on what they're doing. So they don't do it just because the boss told them to do it. So they do it because they're expertise on certain subject. And I really love the pictures. It's a butterfly. It's so many things in all of that uh, thing together. What's the next slide?
I have to load it up. So let
Well,
me let me see. Yes, they say delegate is okay.
well,
Let me see the comments, and that will load up the other one. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Always love to do the background research and resourcing for such amazing programs and cows.
oh, you are amazing. I send you kisses and hugs. And I always think when I talk to Fariha and see what she's done over the week, when it's, the time is gonna come and we get to meet all together. I really wanted to invite everyone who's watching over to Lebanon one day. I feel that, and we're gonna come and visit you one time, Fariha. Too. The world is too small, so we
Hi.
can we do have a house everywhere on earth, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, that's true.
Hi, how are you
Hi,
doing?
Giovanna.
Hi, yay! Where are you? We miss
Hi.
you.
I'm here backstage, I'm helping and visiting from time to time. And
Okay.
I just wanted to share a comment here with you. It's like a I have a group that in the mornings we are like 40 women, okay, all together. We're called the beauty Latin teachers.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
that's a
Okay.
WhatsApp group. And
Okay.
what we do is we share each other information. We share a very nice word in the morning. So the first thing that I do in the morning is I just wake up and I receive all this beauty, not just information, but it like raises my energy up. Okay, and I'm thinking that we called ourselves teachers, and because we're learning from one and the other, and when you talked about this program and learning
Mm,
how the circular education and how we learn all together, it reminded me to these kind of groups. At first
mm,
I didn't find the idea of these groups, but when you have one that raises your
mm.
energy up, where you can
Yes.
learn from, I'm thinking that this is the kind of group of people, organizations that will help the world next time. So that's what I wanted to share. I thank you
Wonderful.
so much still
Thank
for
you.
being here, and I'll
Oh,
keep you moving in in the program. See you later.
well, yes. Wow.
So,
Bryony.
talking about Fariha Islam from Bangladesh, this is what she sent us. and she was talking about young peace leaders. And the shift is not that we're talking about the future shift. We are talking
Mm.
about now. If you see the
Yes.
young people, if you see when you see the children, they already have. I mean, they already are in the shift, and then we can really follow them, listen to them, and learn from them. For instance, here we have the. I really like this girl here, Christina. I want to see her exact name. Christina von Dreyen.
Mm.
She's very young. She started to talk when she was very young, actually, along with her mom. And she's bright. And she would always go back to
Yes.
love and peace, and extremely bright with education and all the proposals she does. It's so wise. So I will recommend her. And it's in German, I think, and English. I found some video of hers with English translation. Fariha put Rubo because Rubo is from Kenya and she does incredible work with women, like you, Kausar, with women
Yeah.
from Middle East. Rubo is amazing. Ricardo Lepe is from Germany. Can it be? See if somebody can check and put it in the comments with beautiful information. And Bryony, our friend, she's with the quantum thinking. I think this is beautiful.
Yes.
Among many, many others. And I apologize if we don't put the name of everybody, but it's amazing. So that's good news. And that makes us feel good as well. I mean, it's good to see we are on the move, and this is entire humanity waking up, especially young people, as you always say, Kausar. Farina, she relaxed the peace fires
Oh,
that you have uniting the people around the world to create an energetic shift in consciousness. Each time you do a circle, you shift consciousness
goes
and
up.
you raise the level of
Yes.
energy of the earth. So it's for everybody. This is bright. Bringing people together to create positive energy for peace in our lives, our community, and the globe. Peace fire. And it's so ancient. So
Yes.
probably it will trigger ancient memories because we did it so many times. There is a saying, if you are in front of a fire for 10 minutes,
Mm.
this is an Atlantid techniques. It will clean the entire aura and chakras and
Oh,
all your energy field with just 10 minutes.
wow.
That's why people love the fire and the kids and
Mm.
everybody, because
Yes.
after that you clean yourself completely. Great.
Wow.
We go back to Carl Sagan. Look, Farihat as well. She likes him. I'm
That's
so
so
glad.
fun.
Do you want to read this, please, Kawaza? Please read this.
The,
It's so
the
beautiful.
universe is a pretty big place. It's just us.
If
Seems like an awful waste of space. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
we didn't we don't know much about the our universe really, but I do believe inside my heart there's a lot more to learn, you know?
yeah. We have a couple of guests we want to invite, and they will explain
Yes,
to us with figures and with
absolutely.
name.
With
Wow,
the next pillar, we're gonna talk about the secret geometric, and it's gonna raise a lot of questions on that subject
beautiful.
because if we really think about all the numbers and all the quantum physics rules that we have discovered through the time with all our geniuses that we learn from them, we really realize that they already have known a lot more than we already think that we learn now. I mean, there is something that is missing, and I think with the shift now that we're trying to connect back to this information and learn a lot more about our universe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love this one. And she was talking about
Yeah.
communication
Ooh,
media. So
communication
exactly the
media.
same. Completely right. Thank you, Fariha. I hope you're watching us. If so, tell us so you may enter the studio.
Exactly.
Giovanna can give you the link if you are still awake. It's late in it's very late in Bangladesh right now. And do you know Ralph Smedley? He was a
Mm.
doctor. He did the Vietnam War. I mean, he had to take care of all the soldiers. And after
Oh
that,
wow.
he was such a peace advocate or a peace, how do you say, when you defend peace?
Mm.
And do you know what he said? He said,
Advocate.
understanding comes through
Understanding come
communication. Let's go. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Understanding comes from through communication, and through communication we find it the way to peace. So if we don't communicate with each other, we're not going to get to peace. This is what it means.
Yeah. And
so
it's a
so
goal
we
of
really need
social
to.
multi
So
education.
basically, what we were talking all this hour now. So over an hour now, it's he can summarize it with that exactly one phrase. We cannot really have peace if we don't open up to each other and communicate with each other freely, with all the kindness and non-violent communication that we're talking about.
Perfect. And then sent a couple of videos and other ideas. I will show you after that. We have more. We have a beautiful video and we have a song. And guess what? This song is done by somebody from Germany, from Ukraine, and from Russia all together
Hmm,
asking for
really?
peace. Oh, I cried. I want to share this song at the very end, along with the Festival of Multiculture. I want to go back to my leadership because I want to talk about the inner leadership. Remember, we were
Mm,
here, like the secular
yes.
transformative leadership, but we have to understand to be a real leader, but a secular transformative when you give room to everybody and when you have concrete action done together and agreeing together, you are the real
Mm,
leadership or leader.
mm,
But for that, there is some inner work to do. You are not a leadership like that in one instance. You have to work, or we, because I include myself, of course,
mm,
work on our intelligence, emotional intelligence, what you said at the beginning, remember?
mm,
Empathy, and really tune ourselves to nature, to other
mm,
person, to
mm,
situation, to children, to the sky, to the flowers, to everything. This is I mean, it's entire, you have to class on that. Actually, I'm going to take one next week. It's called extraocular vision. So it will open this part of the brain and you can access to the energy of everybody, including oneself. So it's on
we
endless
had a
work. You
game.
work on yourself. Our we work on ourselves. And we our
We had a game. You
entire
can play
life.
that game with you can play that game with the kids as well too. We put pictures inside the envelope, and we give the envelope to each one of us, in the group, and they wanted to guess what's the picture is gonna be about, and they wanted to see if they really they can guess it right, and this is can really teach you how to do the manifestation, and how to open up your intuition to really see what's behind the real vision. And it's a beautiful exercise. You wouldn't imagine a lot of people guess right. You wouldn't really imagine that, you know.
And then the wisdom, not only the emotional intelligence, but work on the wisdom and the power of intention to know that when you have the right
Mm.
intention, it will occur. So we have to
Yes,
be extremely
exactly.
careful. And finally,
Yes.
the frontal lobe, this part of the brain, which
Mm.
is action for humanity or altruism, and the power of manifestation. When you know all that's cosmic law actually. When you know all these
Mm.
laws and you work on yourself, then you are the real leader, and it's come from inside. And you don't want to lead anymore. You just want to be part of the co-creation.
Mm.
That's Basically, in another word, it would be know myself, know my purpose, and know my environment,
Mm.
and to know how to contribute to the world,
Wow, that's so strong.
respecting the free will of everybody and the speed of
Yes.
waking up of everybody. You can't force the speed. It's not allowed. So that's very interesting. Provide information, yes. Irradiate love and empathy, yes. But then you can't go inside the life of everybody. So that's an art. I would say the heart of the new leadership.
Mm.
So this is in summary. The secular transformative leadership leads inevitably to internal and external growth. You grow, you make your society grow. The society grows, and then you grow, and so forth. And this is linked to
That's
this
nice.
book from Karen Barad. It's quantum physics, and she calls this intra-action. So if you work on yourself, you work on
Mm.
the society. When you work on the society, you work on yourself. It's intra-interaction. That's great. And it's not because people say, oh no, this is selfish to work on yourself. No, it's not selfish. If I grow, I make everybody grow. And I help the society, I help myself. And it's a circle. Do you want to read this one, maybe, dear Kausar?
Which are the characteristics of horizontal leadership 3000? They are active and empathetic leadership whom live nonviolent communication. They are agent of peace and or peace ambassadors. They harmoniously manage their emotion intelligence. I remember we created a game with a group of a young leadership. We were trying to teach them over the camp. We brought pipes and we cut them in the middle. You know, they were able to be like a small kennels, and then we connect the pipe to each other by holding them together. And we need to roll the ball. It's very small. I mean,
Wow.
happy game. I mean, we need to roll the ball through the pipes, and we need to reach the ball from one pipe to another pipe to get to the end. We had four groups, and then we were like, whatever who can do it as a group, as gonna teach the others. So they were just trying to set a strategy together, and they tried the first time, they couldn't make it because everyone, they were thinking separately from the others. And then when they get together, now this picture remind me of them. When they get together and talk the strategies together, and every single one was doing one thing, and the other one holding, the other one putting, and the other one put the chair, and he got the more high up so the ball can go down and all that. They were amazing. And then at the end, you should see they were really reaching this kind of uh, you know um, really enjoying every single thing together, and they felt like every single one did something to achieve that success. So it's a really great feeling when you get to lead through a group, and become a really a perfect example for the leadership. Yes, they have clarity regarding their life purpose. They are familiar with teamwork. They manage their project in a concert and practical way. They are happy, fulfilled, responsible, and
Proactive.
proactive, I guess.
Proactive. Yeah, proactive.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the other thing. If you're always depressed and sad or in a bad mood, you can't be a good secular leader
But you
because
see
your energy is not
they
rising up. You have to be happy and fulfill and know your own purpose of life, and then you can really help. That makes sense?
the thing it happens that most of the generation that especially when the family raised them strictly like the way that we were talking about before, not with the way that we're trying to teach them now. They're so they're so lonely, first of all. and they really always need attention. They always wanted to ask for attention. If they don't get the attention they want, and they want it to be and I mean the main person in the circle, where they just all the focus on them. And these kind of kids, they really give a lot of hard time for the mother, because they're always begging them for things. They always want it to be the circle of the attention. They always they don't appreciate what the parents do for them. And sometimes I understand the parents are, they don't have time, or they're not very well aware of that. So we cannot really, I mean, just emphasize what's going on in each family, or each and the house. But from my understanding, I really had worked with some parents and some families as well, to teach them to clarify that with the kid, and don't give them anything when they ask for it. Try to get them to work in groups, and try to get them involved in more activities together. Teach them how to give and be kind to others, because most of the kids, they wanted to play with their games. If they got another kid to come with them, oh, there Christy comes, and here we go, the machine is running. I got to stop the machine 1 second.
Let's go to the next one, meanwhile. They have a healthy self esteem, not ego, but self esteem. I am at the
So
next one.
yes,
They use their creativity through their
lateral thought,
lateral thought or lateral thinking.
diplomacy, as
They
well as
know how to
interpersonal.
be diplomat. Yeah,
Yeah, interpersonal and intrapersonal, intelligent to maximum. They are capable of participating in a cons- concrete way, in a co-building and word of collaboration and peace. Collaboration is the most important part on this one, and the self-esteem. And this is what I really was talking about earlier. I mean, if we do have self-esteem, it's gonna be from the parents, because the parents tell you, oh, you're doing great, I love you, I care about you, I want you to do this and that, you're amazing, and whatever you get to do, you give the this kind of spirit to the child. He always feel like he's good and he can do more.
yeah, it's true. This is for the manifestation. So you have to know the law of intention and purpose, the law of emotion, because it will put in motion, of course, your intention.
But when you really treating them in a different way, that uh, can you still hear me? Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are still in
Yeah.
the this one, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the kids can learn a lot from their parents, just by talking to them in a more with more kindness to them, and more loving and caring to them. And we can give more example through the time. You can go with the next one.
It was the law of manifestation. A good leader knows his laws, intention and purpose, emotion, put with the
Yes,
in
yes,
motion
I love
with
that.
the right
Yes,
emotion,
yes.
communication, manifestation, and always work with example, altruism, and compassion. This is something that's very interesting. I will go quickly because I know now we are running really out of time, but
Okay.
this is something that is a study from Belgium. I really like
Okay.
this author, Mary van der Kerkhoff. She said before you can see the brain. Our
Yes.
frontal lobe was small and it was survival. It's called a noeticus. And then we have knowledge, so it gets bigger. So it's called noeticus. And then it's consciousness, which is a good huge leap. And the
Mm.
frontal lobe is bigger. And this is our noeticus. And this is exactly the third stage, is exactly what's happening now. So that's now confirmed by anthropology.
Wow.
And probably we will have like a change in the brain and the skull. That's
Mm.
interesting, yeah. and we just connect
Yes, I love that.
the brain with the
With
heart.
the heart.
And remember, when this part is activated, the front brain, the front lobe,
Mm,
we have more mirror neurons here. So when this is activated, we have more mirror neurons, and the mirror neurons are the neurons of empathy. So we are more empathic and we think about
mm.
humanity and
Wow.
altruism. So it all makes sense. Karina Rascon, we are expanding our consciousness. Exactly.
Yes, yes,
And this is
Karina.
the goal of this program, and this is the goal of social multi education and social multi communication. So the idea is to unify left and right brain, to activate the lobal front, to activate the pineal gland, and the next Homo will emerge. So it won't be Homo sapiens. So
This
that
is
means we
really
enter.
important. Yes, yes, yes.
So we are invited, all of us, to be not only horizontal leaders, to be circular leaders for ourselves and for the others. So we change the society, the education, and we have the new planet.
If you wanted to learn more about the horizontal leadership as well too, you can learn it from the entrepreneurship. The now most the NGOs work on that, and most the organization as well, even the businesses. They created this platform where they create this new leadership and their businesses, and it's all from entrepreneurs, because they create that canva, and then each person need to work on their own specific expertise, with all the love and kindness for other person who work with them to complete the project. And this is how we really need to see it now. It's the time that we all together are the protagonists and co-creating of the society we really want. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
are not the victim anymore. We are in charge.
Yes,
We are in
yes,
charge of the
it's
present
so
and the future.
gorgeous.
This is a big shift as well.
Yeah,
From
it's nice.
victim and oh no, there is nothing to do. We can't change this to be the not activist, the co-creator,
Uh,
and I'm more than that, to be responsible for what we really want. I want to show you what
I really wish that you really enjoy this petals, and I want you to just go again, learn something, and try to share it with us. And I'm sure we can learn a lot from each other.
this is from Fariha again. Talking about Fariha, she's with us. She can't enter the studio for some reason, but she said a couple of beautiful things. She said, "Oh yeah, remember Ricardo is from Austria. I'm sorry,
Oh,
I
also,
make a mistake here when I talk about this person. Remember here,
oh, okay.
Ricardo is from Austria, and it's absolutely a genius." And
Oh,
then she
wow, okay.
said, um, "See, it's a co-creation. This program." She said, "We are expanding our consciousness." We did this one. I want to see this one. Oh yeah, which said she said, "Yeah, please do. We all go to Lebanon, and then we all go to Bangladesh in Dhaka.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do the exchange.
Yes,
We
yes,
would love to
Fariha.
visit Lebanon
We love
someday.
you.
Let's do that soon and celebrate. Yay!"
Yes, that's great. Um,
So Fariha, she sent this. This is the song I was talking about
okay.
from Alex DL. Do you know him?
Mm-mm.
He's
A song
from
against
Germany.
hate and war, together with the singers from Ukraine, Russia, and maybe yes, I heard it lately because after the war in Ukraine, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah. No, no,
now he's going to
I
make
didn't know the
a huge
singer's name,
concert
but I
in
think that I
Berlin.
heard the song.
He's going to do a
That,
huge concert in Berlin, and he made this song. So I want to invite you to listen to this song because it's
great.
really beautiful. And this is the way we can change things through songs, art, communication. The famous social multi education is the social multi communication. Um, let you comment. Let me see if I can get the song. Meanwhile,
Great.
you can talk, or Giovanna can talk, or we can thank Fariha or see
Well,
more comments.
well, I
But meanwhile, let me see how I can do that.
related to the music, the music is another thing that we really appreciate on education, because the music open up all the word, and most of the new generation, they listen to all kind of music, and they do share all that with each other. I know from my daughter, she doesn't sing in Arabic, she still sing in English, and she have a beautiful voice. I will share something with you later on with her.
That's
Sometimes,
great. You know, I
yeah,
want
she has a beautiful voice as well. She's really brilliant.
you
So
know.
you wouldn't imagine how much we learn from each other. There's so many times where my kids call me, "Mom, change this. Mom, do that. Mom, don't do this." And social media, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We learn a lot from each other. We were way more. We give really our strength from all that. I'm sure there's some other people who use it um for their
I think I
own.
found it. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
we
yes,
do, Noemi.
Yeah, finally. It's small, but
yes.
at least that's a song.
That's
Okay,
great.
that's
You
true.
can see in English below.
I
Can
love
you
this.
hear?
Yes,
Yes.
you can you can raise a little the volume.
No, I am.
There you are.
Alles hier in Flammen steht. Ich hab zu viel Angst, um still zu sein. Es ist nur ein Lied, doch ich sing's nicht allein. Schon glaub ich daran, world could live strong. Nothing further than the child. Just not gorgeous as the tree. Trzeba popatrzyli, że ma budnie na lesie. Tutaj razem nasze stanie świat. Strach choroba nie da bezpieczna, póki już słone prawdziwe. Póki sceny wybuchnie i my nie stworzy powiem o, my dziewczyny się trochę. I don't want to stand and watch the flames and go all around us. I'm far too scared to hold my tongue. This is just a song we sing as one. And then you can spread your fear. But believe me, there is no winners here. Life's a matter we believe. The world
Yes,
will
that's
live
beautiful.
as one.
Wow. That's really beautiful. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
and
it's a
Fariha
beautiful
found
message
this song,
at
by the way.
Yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful message. I really wanted to thank you, Fariha, again. I wish that we were able to see you today. I really thanks Naomi for all that. I know we talked a lot about things. If you again have any questions, please feel free to message us, leave a comment, or you can email us for sure. Waiting to see you next week with the secret geometric petal.
Yeah, we go
It's
to art.
my
We have a
favorite
lot.
petal.
We have a
Yeah.
lot. So remember, our
Next week
weapons
is the
are
eight
three:
ones. Wow.
communication, education, and heart. We can change and
Wow.
move the word
Yes, yes,
forever. I repeat:
yes.
education, communication, and art. That's our beautiful
Wow.
tool and weapon of consciousness. So,
Yes, wait for
see you
us.
next week. I will finish with the festival. It's only 2 minutes, and then we we won't we won't say anything after that. So we will disappear and see the little festival of all the culture from Australia, and it's sent by to us
All
by
right.
Fariha.
I
See
love you
you.
guys. Bye bye. All the love.